Good afternoon, Southwest Florida. I'm Bri Walling. This Naples Herald Lunch Break is sponsored by our friends at Fusillo Kia of Cape Coral. This afternoon, we'll tell you about Florida Highway Patrol officers being equipped with Narcan, the FDA considering a new approach to curbing cigarette use, and more. Today is Friday, January 19th, and this is the Lunch Break. The Florida Highway Patrol has begun the process of equipping troopers with the life-saving drug Narcan to help battle the opioid epidemic that is impacting families both in Southwest Florida and nationwide. Narcan is the brand name for naloxone, a drug that first responders can use to reverse the effects of an opioid overdose. This week, troopers in Broward, Palm Beach, St. Lucie, Martin, and Indian River counties were the first members of FHP to be issued the overdose treatment. According to Lieutenant Gregory Bueno, spokesperson for the FHP here in Southwest Florida, his troop will be issued Narcan by the end of February at the latest, and said that many troopers have already been trained on how to deliver the life-saving shot. Florida has been at the epicenter of a nationwide opioid epidemic with nearly 6,000 opioid-related deaths reported in 2016, which is a 35% increase since 2015. But the numbers for Lee County are even more staggering. According to Lee Health, there has been an 800% increase in opioid overdoses in the last 4 years in Lee County. Overdoses, both fatal and survived, went from 171 in 2013 to 955 in 2017. Bueno said that the epidemic in the area is real and that it was important for troopers to be properly equipped to save lives. Bueno also explained that Narcan isn't just being issued to protect citizens, but also the first responders who more frequently are exposed to the potentially lethal substances. A top manager who supervises the Environmental Protection Agency program responsible for cleaning up the nation's most contaminated properties and waterways told Congress on Thursday that the government needs to plan for the ongoing threat posed to Superfund sites from climate change. The testimony by Barry Breen conflicts with the agency's policy positions under Trump, who has called climate change a hoax. Breen's boss, EPA Administrator Scott Pruitt, is an ardent fossil fuel promoter who questions the validity of mainstream climate science. During a hearing Thursday, Breen was asked whether extreme weather events like hurricanes and wildfires could damage the highly toxic sites and cause contamination to spread, to which he replied the EPA needs to design remedies that account for that. They don't get to pick where Superfund sites are, they deal with the waste where it is. There are more than 1,300 Superfund sites in the U.S. and at least 94 Florida sites listed on the agency's website. Under the Obama administration, EPA issued a robust plan for prioritizing cleanup and protection of toxic sites located in flood zones and areas vulnerable to sea level rise. However, a Superfund task force appointed by Pruitt last year issued a 34-page list of recommendations that makes no mention of climate change, flooding risk from stronger storms, or rising seas. In September, it was reported that a dozen Superfund sites in the Houston area were flooded by heavy rains from Hurricane Harvey. Spills of potentially hazardous waste were reported at 2 of those sites, including a release of the cancer-causing dioxin into the San Jacinto River. An unprecedented anti-smoking plan being carefully fashioned by U.S. health officials imagines cigarettes are no longer addictive and smoking itself becomes almost obsolete with only a tiny segment of Americans still lighting up. But the proposal from the FDA could have another unexpected effect, opening the door for companies to sell a new generation of alternative tobacco products, allowing the industry to survive, even thrive, for generations to come. The plan puts the FDA at the center of a long-standing debate over the so-called reduced-risk products such as e-cigarettes and whether they should have a role in anti-smoking efforts, which have long focused exclusively on getting smokers to quit. The plan is twofold: drastically cut nicotine levels in cigarettes so that they are essentially non-addictive, and for those who can't or won't quit, allow lower-risk products that deliver nicotine without the deadly effects of traditional cigarettes. This month, the government effort is poised to take off, and next week the agency will hold a public meeting on a closely watched cigarette alternative from Philip Morris International, which, if granted FDA clearance, could launch as early as February. The product, called IQOS, is a pen-like device that heats Marlboro-branded tobacco but stops short of burning it. The company claims it's different from e-cigarettes, which don't use tobacco at all but instead vaporize liquid usually containing nicotine. Tobacco companies have made claims about, quote, safer cigarettes since the 1950s, which were all later proven false. In some cases, the introduction of these products, such as filtered and low-tar cigarettes, propped up cigarette sales and kept millions of Americans smoking. Although the adult smoking rate has fallen to an all-time low of 15%, smoking remains the nation's leading preventable cause of death and illness, responsible for about 1 in 5 U.S. deaths. And that was a lunch break for today. I'm Bri Walling. For your twice daily news fix, head over to the Naples Herald YouTube channel and subscribe. Leave us a comment to let us know your thoughts on the news or what you'd like to hear about. The lunch break airs Monday through Friday at 12 p.m. right here at naplesherald.com. And don't forget to check out our morning report that airs Monday through Friday at 9 a.m. Thank you for watching. Have a great weekend. We'll see you right back here on Monday.